In this video, we want to show you how DVDxDV retains the original quality of the video, even though it might look different on your computer screen. Over here, we've got 3 copies of the exact same video on 3 different applications. Here we have the QuickTime player. As you can see, the QuickTime player looks much more pale, more washed out, less saturated. Over here, this is the DVD player application where the video looks maybe a little darker, but it looks a bit more saturated. The third application we have here is Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro looks more saturated. How do we know that all of these 3 videos are exactly the same image? To follow along with this tutorial, you can go to DVDxDV and download a free version of DVDxDV Trial, which will allow you to extract the video that we're going to show you. You'll also need to get the media for this tutorial, and you can get that also from DVDxDV from the examples page. After you've downloaded the media and installed DVDxDV, start DVDxDV. Use the File Open Video TS command and select the Video TS folder inside the DVD Test Signals media that you just downloaded. There you should see this gray pattern at the start. Go to Extract and say New Movie. Use the Final Cut NTSC export setting and say Export. Now save it to a place that you can remember. After it's completed, drag the resulting file into Final Cut Pro. Under your sequence settings, because this is anamorphic video, click on the 16:9 anamorphic to see the correct aspect ratio. Now let's bring the slider up to the first test pattern. Go to your Tools menu and select Video Scopes. Under Video Scopes, select Waveform Monitor. As you can see in this test pattern, it creates this X. The waveform monitor measures the brightness in the video, and we know that the video is at the exact same level because we created this X using these gradient patterns originally in Final Cut Pro. And the X goes from 100% at the top to 0% at the bottom on the left, and there's 2 lines at about 30% and about 70%. Those 2 lines should be in the correct place if your video is extracted at the right brightness levels. Slide over to the next test pattern. You'll see a set of color gradients. Click on the vector scope. As you can see in the vector scope, we measure the actual color of the video. There's several places on the video that we want to call your attention to. There's this red marker and a magenta marker. Then there's a blue marker over here, a cyan marker, a green marker, and a yellow marker. As you can see, this plots the colors in the video. It does not measure brightness, but if the video is at the proper level, it should line up with each one of these markers. And if we go to the next test pattern, you should see a giant pattern of lines drawn through each one of these markers. Now the last test pattern that we'll see is just for fun. We can bring up the RGB parade, and we should see the letters DVD clearly visible on the RGB parade. So even though the video may look different on the computer screen, we know it matches exactly what was on the DVD by reading these video scopes and looking at these test patterns. To find out more information, go to DVDxDV.com.